Hey guys, MC Mura here, and as we are waiting infinitely for maybe Capcom addressing some of the balancing of Street Fighter 6, I figured why not talk about changes that I would like to see in this game, wish lists, right? And I'm gonna start first with Viper and Ryu, and if you like these videos, I may do more of them, but I wanted to talk about Viper and Ryu right now, because Viper is the character that I've been playing these days, and I think she's really good. I've been playing her almost non-stop ever since she came out, and I'm even doing like better with her right now than Lord Bison. Me and Bison, we're kind of going through it these days. I don't know why, but we're doing really good with Viper. And I also wanted to talk about Ryu, which is one of the main public villains these days. And to avoid talking out of my ass, I actually played a lot of Ryu in this phase because I wanted to see like the Ryu experience, what it actually feels like to have Ryu as my character. And in all honesty, like full honesty, I think the main thing about Ryu, what makes him very strong in this patch, is his damage, right? Ryu haven't been relevant for so long, and I'm really glad that he is, because he's a poster boy of Street Fighter, right? But he's a little bit overtuned right now, and if I have to point my finger toward one thing, it's his damage, right? One of the things that is kind of egregious about him right now is obviously like his drive rush overhead, which put him at like a +7, and his back heavy punch, that is 7 frames. So he gets that, which is like really high. Obviously, like even more in the corner, as you know, because he's gonna get the juggle. Actually, kind of like a fun joke. Within my local group, we call the Ryu overhead the career maker, because if you wanna go pro, that is your career maker in Street Fighter 6 right now. It's so good. But if I have to point my finger about one thing with Ryu, because I wanna slightly nerf him, I still want him to be really good and relevant. I still wanna see Ryu in tournaments, but nerf his damage output a little bit. If you compare Ryu to his Shoto brethren, right, you will see that Luke's damage come from specific confirms. If we consider Luke Shoto, he gonna have to land his perfects, and typically he's gonna need like drive rushes to get there. Akuma can deal insane damage, but Akuma needs a corner, and Akuma's corner carry I don't think is as crazy as some of the other guys. Ken's damage isn't that high, but Ryu in general, like his damage output is super duper uber high. So I would nerf his damage output a little bit so that he's more in line with the rest of the roster, right? Now, another thing that I want to talk about Ryu that I feel like it have to be addressed is the donkey kick. Donkey kick is an insanely good move right now, right? It's amazing to throw out in the neutral. It does have a ton of shape. Like this was a -8, but check out, that was -2 because it hit on like the last active frame, which is really cool. And standing heavy punch into medium kick, donkey kick. This is a block string, takes about a drive bar, more than a drive bar actually, which is really powerful, right? But my issue with donkey kick is not the move on block. My issue with donkey kick is the move on whiff, right? Because here's the thing: if the opponent, if the Ryu happen to whiff donkey kick, this move is very hard to whiff punish, right? Here's the thing: if you actually check out the hitbox viewer for donkey kick, right? The thing with this move is that the extended hurt box, right? So here we're a startup, now we're active. The extended hurt box is fairly high. See, it's like on the upper body, and it's out there lingering for only like a couple of frames, and then for like frame 33 onwards, see, Ryu is retracting his leg, but there is no extended hurt box. Because the hurt box is relatively high, most characters will have difficult time with punishing it, because say for the average character, right, their longest cancelable move is gonna be like the crouching medium kick, or if they are really far away, they may try to whiff punish with a sweep, right? But Ryu's hurt box is not there. See? That was an example of a move that if he had extended hurt box around his feet, around like extension hurt box downwards, he would be a lot more whiff punishable. I feel like that is the main reason that a lot of people have difficulty punishing donkey kick. So I would actually keep it as it is. I would keep the frame data on block. I would just add a little bit extra hurt box down there at like here, like around his feet here. Add an extra hurt box here so that he's a little bit more whiff punishable, right? Kind of like what happens with Hashogeki actually. If you check out Hashogeki, you will see that there is an extended hurt box downwards so that you can't sweep Ryu. Donkey Kick doesn't have that, so it's really difficult to whiff punish. And I think this is one of these things that should be looked at, right? Now, the final thing I would change about Ryu, because again, I still want to keep Ryu really good, is his solar plexus, right? And this is something we talked about a lot. Solar plexus in general is a fantastic move, right? It's forward moving, it puts Ryu at a +3 advantage, which means that he pretty much gets to frame trap into the crouching medium punch, which typically will mean like a frame trap into the OD Hashogeki, and that just depletes a ton of bar from the opponent, right? Now you can do that, and I pretty much forced 2 bars of drive away from Viper, and obviously like you can press, you can overextend, go for like a heavy or whatever, steal your turn even more, you know how it is, right? It's a very rewarding move on block, and also it's a very rewarding move on hit, because if you happen to get the hit, he's gonna be +6, and if say that Ryu have like the Denjin on, this is gonna lead to a ton of damage, right? So it's a very rewarding move. The issue with the solar plexus right now is the proximity block, right? And we talked about this at length. I made a video where I talked about the solar plexus and how the proximity block activates. The thing with this move is that the proximity block activates on frame 1. So check out here, right? So this is the first frame. Check out that gray box. This is the range where if you're in that range, you can't walk back. You're simply stuck there, right? And your character will be stuck there, you can't walk backwards, and you're gonna have to be sitting there until like the 19th frame or so, where the move, or like the 20th frame, where the move becomes active, right? I think for a move that is this rewarding, it should be, it's like proximity block. I don't want to take the proximity block completely away. If you can move throughout the entire 20 frames, the move is going to be very weak, but find the middle ground. Like say that proximity block will trigger on frame 10 or 9 or whatever, right? So that at least if you're in this range, you have a little bit of time to be able to back walk out of this and hopefully whiff punish it. Because right now, the only option is will perfect parry pro. And the thing is, even if the opponents happen to perfect parry, the reward on the perfect parry is not that high, right? Because will be like damage scaling or whatever, so the reward isn't that high. Typically, the most rewarding way to deal with this move is to throw out a drive impact, right? But even then, he was still able to block because the move doesn't have extra recovery if it collides with a drive impact, which is something that they could add as well. What I'm trying to say is that the move is very rewarding. On block, on hit, it's extremely rewarding, and even if the best answer right now, which is perfect parry, is not that rewarding for the defender, I feel like it shouldn't be that easy for Ryu to land, right? I don't want the move, I don't want Ryu to be able to apply his pressure with it that easily. It have to be a little bit more challenging to land, so maybe he need to do it at a closer range, or if he knows that the opponent is so afraid of the crouching medium kick, so they're gonna do it, right? And that is pretty much it. Like, I wouldn't change much else about Ryu. I know that there are a lot of talks about nerfing Hashogeki, which is really good, but I feel like if they made it -4, it would be significantly weaker. And I don't know, like I know that this is not fun, like the burnout loop is not fun, but maybe also increase the pushback if they want on burnout so that this sequence isn't as suffocating, but most of the game got stuff like that. And I think Hashogeki, like outside of corner counter hits, it's not that bad, right? So I think with everything I said, Ryu will still be really, really good, but Gorilla Ryu would be slightly weaker, right? Which I think is something that would be good for the game, right? Right now, Ryu can be played a little bit too ham, and that can be effective. right? I don't know, let me know your thoughts. Now, it's time for the Crimson Viper. And I think Viper in general is a fantastic character, right? There's a lot going on for her, and I think she's really, really cool. I only want some minor adjustments for Viper that I feel like could make her much, much better. And I will start first with the Focus Force, because this move is really bad right now, and if the opponent knows how to deal with it, it's not that good. What I would do with this move is make it break armor. See, if the thing with Focus Force is that the idea is this is supposed to be like a focus attack. It's an armor move, she held it, and like you may go through their attacks, you may get a crumble, you may get a knockdown, which is good, right? It's supposed to be one of her main defensive options. The issue is this move doesn't break armor. So say that Ryu did like a heavy punch to focus, this is what's gonna happen, right? And the regular move, the armor start on frame 6. So typically if you wanna use this defensively, you're gonna go for the OD version and you're still gonna lose, right? Now this move is already unsafe on block. If Ryu didn't do anything and he just blocked, see, this Viper is gonna be -10. Viper can only forward dash cancel it. And the thing is, the forward dash cancel puts Viper in a... It's gonna be hard to do that. Let's jump and bam, right? See, it puts Viper in a crumble state. She's in a punish counter state on this forward dash. So she either commits to the hit, which is unsafe, it's -10, so she's eating like a heavy punish counter, or she's gonna dash forward, and that is, she's gonna be in a punish counter state as well. So it's not like a super, oh my god, I gotta act move, because not really. Like you wait it out and you're getting a punish counter regardless. Viper in general, if you've been playing Viper at all, you would know that Viper have a big issue shaking drive rush, right? Shaking drive rush, because her crouching medium is really stubby, and the best thing that you got going is standing light kick, but as you can see, is not that active. So shaking drive rush with Viper is really hard, and one of the things that you may want to do is use a Focus Force for it, right? This is one of the best uses for this move, like outside of drive, impact, stun and whatever, this is the best use for this move, right? But here's the thing, the opponent can just do that, and if they know the matchup, you're pretty much done for, because bam, now you're gonna eat a punish counter, drive impact, and you're losing meter. And remember, like I said, because the armor starts later, chances are you're gonna go for the OD, so you are losing even. I lost 4 bars just to try to get him off of me. And this move already have a built-in weakness, which is it only absorbs a single hit. So if Ryu is doing this, I'm getting punish countered anyway, and Ryu got a double hitting quick move, Terry got a double hitting quick move, Mai got a double hitting quick move, so it's not that uncommon, right? So what I'm saying is, and obviously the Ryu can just dash forward and grab me as well, right? And again, punish counter grab. So the move have so many counters, and the upsides I don't think are that cool. So what I would like to see is just like Marisa's Scutum, just make it so that the move breaks armor, right? So that button into DI doesn't beat it that much. Maybe don't make this version crumbles or go for a knockdown, because like the damage output that you get on it is not super duper impressive, and this is not a move that you can cancel into supers anyway. So I feel like this would make this move so much better. Honestly, this is pretty much like the weakness in Viper game, which is checking drive rush. I am fine with her having issue with drive rush in general and checking it, but if the idea of Focus Force is to be the move to deal with that, then she does need the ability for the move to break armor. It's gonna make Viper much more reliable, right? The second thing that I would want for Viper is her standing medium punch. It's hard to buff Viper offense because her corner situation is so good, but her standing medium punch is 8 frames and it's only +1. This gives Viper a lot of issues in my opinion. Like, yes, it technically gave her a frame trap into crouching jab, which can be good, right? And this move has an upside in that it keeps Viper in throw range, which not that many move does, right? Most of the other moves will have a lot of pushback. But the thing is, at 8 frames startup, it is on the slower end, right? If it became +2, it's not gonna be like a Sagat where he's constantly knocking the door. And one of the main issues with it is that yes, it's only +1 right now, but if I try to grab, I get counter hits. And here's the thing, right? If I am constantly going for the crouching jab, because that is my 4-framer, that makes you very predictable for parries. And also this means that Viper's ability to drive chip the opponent is not that high, right? Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna do that, which that is super predictable, and you're gonna have to resort to light. And even if you happen to get the counter hit, it's a jab starter, so you're not getting a lot of damage. It gives her, I think, like a very weak point blank offense, right? It's not very weak, but I wish this was +2 so that at least the opponent will have to respect the grab, and this could open the doors for you stealing turns with another one. Maybe go for crouching medium punch, and that crouching medium punch would trade with a jab. I think that would be really, really cool. As it stands right now, I think her point blank pressure isn't that great, right? She does get pretty good frame traps and spacing traps with this cancel, which is a lot of fun, but I mean, that's pretty much about it, right? And so many other, like Ryu can just do that and he is getting that spacing trap, right? Or just do that, which is a ton more drive chip, and he's getting that spacing trap. So I don't know, but that is pretty much about it. These are probably the changes I would like to see with Viper. One other change I would like to see, which I don't know if they can do this or not, I don't know, but I wish there was a version of her level 1 that doesn't give her the buff, so that you're back to building meter. The thing with Viper is once you activate her level 1, the install is great, but you spend a lot of time where you're not building bar. And remember, this is a patch where they made taking throws regenerate super meter as well. So I feel like if you're relying on level 1 with Viper, you're gonna have much less super meter overall compared to the opponent. And less super meter overall mean lesser reversals and obviously lesser combos, because even just doing that, like in the nick of the moment, can be clutch, right? So especially with her weaker defense, this is something that I would like to see, right? So what I want pretty much is give you a choice. Do you want to get the install or not? Maybe if you hold down the button, you will get the install. If you don't, you're not gonna get it, because sometimes I just want to do the reversal and be back to building super, right? That's pretty much about it. What are your thoughts on the Ryu and the Viper changes? Would you like to see some of these changes implemented in the game? Are we ever gonna get a balance patch? Who knows, we will see. I would love to hear your thoughts all about it in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.